Thank you, and thank you for staying a bit after the film. Nev, I feel such a personal connection to the film because you were so gracious as to come when it was still in its rough cut, before you'd finished it. You came to Tulane, to the Anna Julia Cooper Project. You met with my students. We saw an early version of it, and now to see the entire film. Talk to me a little bit about the process, just so that people can understand where and how you found the extraordinary footage that you used in the film.
Well, so I started this film in December 2010, and it actually didn't start off as a film about the civil rights movement. I wanted to do a larger film about, well, a much broader topic about racial misogyny, or what I called racial misogyny, which would explore the specific, what I referred to as like the hatred of Black women in society. Where does that come from? How does it affect Black women? I wanted to have a historical piece about the civil rights movement because I read Elaine Brown's book, A Taste of Power, and I never actually knew about any of this. I was very ignorant about it, and I figured people needed to understand that side of the civil rights movement. Then after some time and through research, then it became about the civil rights movement, because I realized that the civil rights movement was the perfect time when all of these dynamics of intersectionality and the Black women's struggle politically had sort of exploded, and a lot of it was televised. The process of finding archival footage was probably one of the most difficult parts, because I dealt with copyright issues, and I actually ended up speaking out a lot about this unique problem that Black filmmakers have in relation to copyright, and how a lot of institutions take footage. I mean, okay, back in that time period, film was and still is a very expensive medium. And so, especially back then, there weren't as many Black filmmakers. And so you had a lot of white filmmakers and white videographers taking all of these images of Black people and of the civil rights struggle. Then they archive it in institutions, they copyright it, and they keep it there, and they sell it for such high prices that you can't, like, I wasn't able to access them, and a lot of other marginalized filmmakers will not be able to purchase those materials if they want to even dig something up and create their own project and tell their own stories. And so just dealing with copyright issues and that unfairness and seeing that unfold was one of the hardest parts.
I remember you talking to my students about that, and I don't think they'd ever thought about the idea that intellectual property, that the film wouldn't be just free, that you could just go search it and find it and have it. And this idea that you, as a woman of color trying to tell the story of women of color, had to actually fundraise, had to find the money to access your own stories.
Yeah.